Easter, a day we all look forward to give thanks to Jesus, paint eggs, and have little Easter egg hunts, maybe a backyard barbecue, and eat a little too much chocolate. A day where we can create memories with family and friends. But is this the true origin of this day, or have we been deceived? My name's Resistance of Spellbreaker, and today we're going to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to remind you all of a man by the name of Nimrod. Nimrod in the Bible went to the top of the Tower of Babel and shot an arrow into the clouds, hoping to kill the creator of the universe. Just to give you a little bit of insight on the man's character, Nimrod happened to have a wife, and when the wife passed away, legend has it, she returned in an egg-shaped object that landed in the Euphrates River. She burst out of this object as the sex goddess of fertility. This is what creates something called the spring equinox, which is, in the pagan calendar, one of the satanic ceremonial days. She turns a bird into an egg-laying rabbit. The occultic priest would take virgins and they would impregnate them on the altar. The following year, the child that was a result of that pregnancy would be sacrificed on that altar. And they would take eggs and they would dip them in the blood of the sacrifice. They would then take the blood-dipped egg and they would put it in the nest of a rabbit. Okay? They would also, later on the evening, have orgies. Now, the story is a little different for each culture because this was celebrated in more than one place. But that gives you the general overall understanding without me going into too much of a detail here or there as to where this holiday actually comes from. And there's a lot of confusion about this, and it's hard for people to go and stand on anything because it happened in more than one place. So the confusion comes because of this, and it also comes because there were many fertility goddesses who were bare-chested, who came from the stars or from planets in many cultures, leading people to believe that this is the same deity that had came to more than one place. And I don't agree or disagree with that. Okay? But it creates a lot of confusion as far as where the origins of it come from. Another thing that creates a lot of confusion about the origins of Easter is that believers and followers of the creator of the universe have this uncontrollable desire to go a-whoring after other mighty ones. And in the Bible, the people that did, none of them sat there going, yeah, we're going to go whoring after these other gods and we're going to go burn for all of eternity. It's going to be a great time. Why don't you come and join us? What happens is people justify their evil ways. People who are drunkards hang out at the bar with other drunkards. People that smoke meth go hang out with other people that smoke meth. And they create a general consensus about whatever particular evil that they happen to be partakers in. And it's no different while whoring after other gods and other mighty ones. That's what people do in Christianity, is create a false general consensus around these days, even though they are not aligned biblically in Leviticus chapter 23. But we're not going to get there quite yet. So how is it that this has happened to us if we, and our religion, has come from the Bible? Well, it goes back to a man by the name of Constantine, who was a pagan king, who merged the scriptures with paganism. And this is where the confusion comes about. Okay, so let me give you a couple of examples of things that you do that you probably don't know that you do. Sunrise service has nothing to do with the S-O-N. It has everything to do with the S-U-N. Okay, and there you are partaking in it, deceived to partake in it. But you'll be there this year and you'll be there next year because the people at your church make nice cookies and make you feel good and they smile at you. And well, I guess that's all it really takes to deceive you people nowadays. So the egg is symbolic of the eggs inside of the womb. And some people would associate Easter with the Asteropole, which is symbolic of the penis. Okay? Everything that God does, Satan wants to mimic. It's important to remember that in your life because when we look at the word holy day and then we look at the word holiday, there's only one letter that's changed. So Satan's not an originator of anything other than being, evil and rebellious. So he has to mimic everything that God does. So anything God does, Satan's going to have a slightly off. And in this case, it's not even slightly off. It's just way out there. So this is going to give you a little bit of an idea of how Satan works, how these deities work, and how what you're doing has nothing at all to do with Jesus Christ. Easter is not the Passover. Passover is something completely different that people like me who are commandment keepers, Torah observers, Torah followers, whatever people want to call themselves, Israelites, that's something that we do, which is a 100% polar opposite as to what you do partaking to Easter. And I used to be a Christian and did the same things. So let's bring some concrete to it, because this year I've noticed that these holidays want to fight back on us. So when we look at the Bible and we look at God's chosen people, we can see that they had their own holy days given to them in Leviticus 23. And they were demanded not to add to nor to take away from these days. Okay? So anything that adds to them, automatically you're breaking the commandments for doing so. Now let's look at everybody else in the Bible. They were the heathen. They were not great, wonderful people that we wanted to associate ourselves with, right? And they had other gods that they served. So if Easter does not come from Leviticus chapter 23, that means it has to come from dark origins. Okay, you can debate all day long which particular group of people originated it or what have you, but it doesn't stop the fact that it's not in Leviticus chapter 23. So we as believers of the creator of the universe and followers of the Bible should not partake in this. And this is something that us Torah keepers, commandment keepers, Israelites, Messianics, whatever the hell you are, that you are observant to the law, okay, we have something to go off of and be concrete and judge good and evil off of. As to where a Christian, it's just kind of like, we're just going to kind of do whatever the general consensus of the world is, and this is Satan's world, and the general consensus is always going to be there to kick your ass. I pray that you wake up from the deception at Easter, and I pray that you find Torah, find Jesus.